Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to PHP Student Management System project tutorial for beginner. Now in this tutorial I'm going to show you how the student can update their profile. So let me just log into the student dashboard. Let me give the username and the password, and if I click login, here you can see currently we are in the student dashboard. So over here we are going to have a my profile sidebar over here, and if the student click my profile, then it will show the student data over here, and we'll have an update button over here so that student can update their data. But student won't be able to update that username because username is unique for every user. We make it that way. So let's go back to our code and we'll directly go to our student home.php, and if I go down, here you can see this is the student sidebar. Over here you can see my courses, my result. So let me just copy this li tag, Control C, and I'm just going to paste it over here, and here we are going to say my profile. So if I now save it, then if I just refresh, here you can see my profile written over here. So if we click it, we'll see some data for that specific student. So let me just go back, and over here let us just make our code more simple. So over here you can see there is a lot of code in a single page. So we are going to create another page where we'll keep this sidebar option and the header part. So let me just right click over here, then click new file, and here we are going to say student underscore sidebar dot php and Control S, then save. So here we are going to keep our sidebar, student sidebar. So let me just copy it from the header part. We'll copy it from header to this aside until this part, Control X, and we are going to paste it inside student underscore sidebar dot php. So currently if we save it and if we just refresh, we won't see anything over here. You can see there is nothing. So over here in the student home.php, we are going to say, let me just write the PHP tag first, then PHP closing. So inside this PHP tag, we are going to say include, then we'll give two single quotation, then we'll say student underscore sidebar dot php. So if we now save it, then if we just refresh over here, here you can see the header and the sidebar part is back. So let's go back and let's also do the same for the CSS part as well. So let me just cut this part from here, copy this part actually, Control X. So let me just create student css.php. So let's click new file, and here I'm going to say student underscore css.php, Control S, save. Then inside it we are going to paste all those css link here. Then we'll go to again student home.php, and inside the head we are going to say the same thing actually. Let me just copy this php tag, Control C, and paste it over here. And instead of student underscore sidebar, we'll say student underscore css.php. So if we save it, then if we refresh, you can see everything is fine. Now let's go back and do our my profile part. So over here, you can see that in the student underscore sidebar.php, here we write my profile. So here you can see anchor tag. So inside this href, let's over here student underscore profile.php. So we are going to create student underscore profile.php file. So let me just right click over here, then click new file, and here we are going to say student underscore profile.php, Control S, then save. Now currently over here in this space, let's just say h-on tag, and inside it we are going to say profile. So if I save it now and if I just refresh over here, then if I click on this my profile part, here we can see it says profile, and in the URL you can see student underscore profile.php. So we want this page to have the same design like this. So for it, let's go back and let me just go to student home.php, and I'm going to copy everything from this student home.php. So let me just say over here Control A, then Control C, and I'm going to paste it inside student profile.php. So let me remove it, Control V. So if I now save it, and then if we just refresh over here, then if we click my profile, here you can see we are actually in the my profile part. In the URL, you will notice that it's written student underscore profile.php. Now let's just have some text and input field over here in order to show the student their data, and also student will be able to update that data. So for it, let me just go down, and over here you can see the sidebar part. So after this sidebar, we are going to mention a div, and for this div we are going to mention a class. Class will be content. Now we need to use this class content because we write some CSS for this class content. If I go to my admin.css, and if I just go down, here you can see the content CSS over here, margin left 20% and margin top 5%. So we write this CSS, content CSS, in order to show everything over here inside this white part actually. So right now, if I just write anything inside this div, let's say over here ABCD, if I save it, then refresh, here you can see the text over here. But if I just remove this class called content and save it, then refresh, here you can see there is nothing over here, even though we have this text over here. So we are required to write content over here, and inside this div we are going to write everything. So for it right now we are going to serve here form, and inside this form, first of all, we are going to show some over here we are going to show some data and let the student update their own data. So for it, obviously we require some input field. So let me just say over here div, and inside this div we'll have a label. Let's say level equal to, it will be, let's say, name. Label will be name, and here we are going to say input type, it will be text, and let's keep the name. Okay, let's say name equal to name, and let me just copy this div, Control C, and I'm going to paste it 5 times, 1 2 3 4 and 5. So after name we'll have, let's say, email. Let's say it will be email, and type will be email, and let's say name equal to email as well. After email we'll have phone, and let's say input type equal to, it will be number, and name equal to, it will be phone, and this one will be password. Password type equal to text, let's say, and name equal to password, and the last one will be the submit button. So let me just say over here input type will be submit, and let's say name equal to let's say update underscore profile. So if I now save it, then if we just refresh over here, so here you can see we have name, email, phone, and password input field. So right now let's just have some design for this input field. We'll have a simple design just like before. So over here you can see label. So for this label we are going to write some CSS. So let me just go top inside this head section. Let me just say over here style, and inside this style we are going to mention the label tag. So inside this label, let's say display, it will be inline block, then we'll say text align, it will be right, then we'll say width, let's say it will be 100 px, then let's say padding top, let's say 10 px, then padding bottom, it will be 10 px as well. So if you save it now, and if you just refresh, here you can see every level is in equal part. So after this, let's make some more design, and let's also have this input field in the middle. So for it, we are going to say over here inside the content, let me just say over here center, and this center tag will end over here after this form. And let's say also inside the center, let me just say h1 tag, and we are going to say update profile. Save it and then refresh. So here you can see update profile and the input field in the middle. So over here let's change the background color a little bit. So here in order to make some gap between the text and input field. Let's use beer tag. Okay, let's use it 2 times. So save it, and here you can see div over here, and let's just add another div inside the form. Let's say over here div, and this div will end over here, and here inside this div, let's say another class. Let's say div underscore dg. We're going to write another css class for this. So let's go at the top, and here you can see style. So inside this style, we're going to say dot div underscore deg. We'll give 2 second bracket, and then let's say over here background color, it will be sky blue. Then we are going to say width, it will be, let's say, 500 px. Then let's say padding top, it will be, let's say, 70 px. Then padding bottom, it will be 70 px as well. Save it. Now let's refresh. So over here you can see it looks like this currently, and this is quite well, look nice. Now let's also change the button design over here as well. So for it we are going to use a bootstrap class. So here you can see this is a submit button. So here we are just going to say class, it will be, let's say, btn, it will be primary. Save, then refresh. So our design part is done. So right now we are going to show the logged in student name, email, phone, and the password, so that he can update his own data. So for it, let's go back, and here currently we are in the student underscore profile.php. And if we go at the top, here you can see session username, and you can also see user type as well. Now if we go to login underscore check.php, and over here if we go down here, you can see that while login we send this session username to the student home.php, which is this one over here you can see. And since we are already logged in, so we'll also be able to get this dollar underscore session username to our student underscore profile.php, since this is a session and we also have a session over here. So we'll be able to get the username over here as well, the logged in username. This is the logged in username. So using this username, we're going to show the logged in user data over here. So for it, first of all, we need to connect this student underscore profile to the database. So I'm not going to waste any time. So let me just copy the database code. So let me just go to the login underscore check.php, and here you can see we connect using this first 5 line. We connect this page to the database. So let me just copy this part, and we'll go to student underscore profile.php, and over here we are going to paste everything. So here you can see host equal to localhost, user equal to root, dollar password equal to null, and dollar $dp is equal to school project, which is our database name. And over here you can see we write MySQL connect, and we mention all those variable over here. So after writing this 5 line, we will be able to connect it to our database. So after this, I'm going to get this dollar session username in a variable. So let me just say over here dollar name equal to, we are going to say let me just copy this part, Control C, and I'm going to paste it over here. So right now we have the username in this dollar name variable. So we'll now write a query over here. So let me declare a variable dollar $SQL is equal to, we'll give to double quotation, then end it with a semicolon. So inside it, we are going to say over here select star form. We are going to say user, which is our table name. Let me just show you the table name over here. You can see, let me zoom in. Here you can see the table name is user. So over here, select star from user, we are going to say where. And if we go to our database over here, you can see that username over here, and our username is unique. So using username, we can actually get the specific logged in student data, since our username is unique. So let me just go back to my code, and here we are going to say user name, and this username is coming from the database. So then we are going to say equal. Now we require to give two single quotation. If we give double quotation, it will give us an error because there is already double quotation outside. So inside this single quotation, we are going to say dollar name, and this dollar name is actually this one over here. You can see inside this dollar name we have the session username. So after this we are going to declare another variable. Let's say dollar result equal to mysqli query. We'll give two first bracket, then we'll say dollar data comma dollar sql. Now here you can see the dollar data variable over here and dollar sql over here. So after this, let's say another variable, let's say dollar info, or you can give any variable. Let's say dollar info equal to, we are going to say my sqli underscore fetch underscore assoc. So let me just explain everything again. First of all, we are getting the username over here, and then we are actually searching that using that username, that specific user in the user table. Then over here you can see dollar result equal to mysql query dollar data comma dollar sql, which is our database over here. And then here you can see dollar info mysql fetch assoc, and inside this first bracket we are going to set dollar result. So here using this dollar info we'll be able to show the logged in user data. So for it we will go down, and over here you can see name. So here in order to show the data we require to write some PHP code. So first of all we are going to say over here value, and inside this value we'll give the PHP tag opening and PHP tag closing. So right now inside this PHP tag we are going to say echo, then we'll give two double quotation, and inside it we'll give two second bracket, and inside this second bracket we are going to say dollar info, then we'll give two third bracket, two single quotation. And if you go to our database over here you can see dollar we have the username over here. So we are going to write over here username. So if we now save it and if we just refresh over here, here we can see name equal to Shakil. The same way we can get the email, phone and the password. So let's do it as well. So over here let me just copy this value, Control C, and I'm going to paste it inside every input field. But instead of username, here it will be email, and over here you can see phone. So here we are going to say phone, and here the last one is password. So over here we are going to say password. So this is a submit button, so we do not need to write anything for it. So if you now save it, then if you refresh, so over here you can see all the data over here perfectly. But obviously we won't let the user change their username, because we make the username unique, and using the username we let the user login. So we will not let the student update or change anything to the name. So for it let me just go at the top, and here you can see echo username. So let me just remove this name part from here, save it, then let's just refresh over here. So here you can see the name part is gone. So right now if the student click this button, then it will update their data. So for it let's go back to our code, and over here you can see that we have a form over here. So inside this form let me just say over here action, then let's say over here method. So method will be post, and here in the action let me just say over here hash. We are giving hash because we are going to write the PHP code in order to update the student profile in the same page. Actually we are not going to create another file in order to update the data. So we'll write the PHP code at the top over here. So we already connect this page to our database. So how to on is that if someone click this submit button over here, you can see input type submit, and here you can see name equal to update profile. So if someone click on this update profile button, then it will execute some PHP code. So let me just so we are going to give a if condition over here. So we'll say over here after this we are going to say over here if, then we'll give two first bracket, then we are going to say over here is set and inside it we are going to set dollar underscore post. Then we'll give two third bracket, and inside it we'll give two single quotation. And inside this single quotation, okay, let me just go down, and over here you can see we write for this input type submit, we write name equal to update underscore profile. So let me just copy this name, and I'm going to paste it inside this single quotation. So what will happen is that if someone click this button over here, then it will come to this if condition. When they come to this if condition, we'll first get those data. You can see email, phone, and password. We'll first get those data. So let me just declare a variable over here. Let me just say over here dollar email equal to, we are going to say dollar underscore post, and over here inside the single quotation we are going to say email. Now why email and where is this email coming from? If you go down over here, you can see that we write over here name equal to email, and this email is actually this one. Okay, and this is just a variable over here. This is just a variable that we declare. You can declare it anything. Okay, let's just say over here s underscore email, so that you don't get confused with this email and this email. Okay, so after email I'm going to copy it, then we'll paste it two times. So the second one, it will be phone, and this one will be phone as well. Then here we're going to say this will be password, and this will be password. Let me just check those phone and password name. Okay, you can see name equal to phone, name equal to password. Okay, everything is fine. So right now we also need to get the username. Now at the top here you can see we already have name equal to dollar underscore session username. So I'm not going to write it over here again. We'll record that username in order to update data. So right now we are going to write the SQL query over here. So let's just declare a variable first, dollar $SQL equal to, we are going to say over here update. Then we are going to mention our table name, which is user. Then we are going to say set. Now over here you can see that we have email, phone, and password field. So we'll let the user only update those three. We will not let the user update the username. So over here set, we are going to say over here email equal to, we'll give two single quotation. Then inside it we are going to mention this dollar underscore dollar s underscore email. Control C and paste over here. Then we'll give a comma, and we are going to say the next one will be, let's say, phone equal to, will give two single quotation. Okay, let me, over here you can see email. This email is actually coming from the database. Over here you can see email, phone, and the password. Those are actually coming from the database. So the phone equal to, it will be s underscore phone. Control C, Control V. So after phone we'll say over here password. Password equal to two single quotation, then here s underscore password. Control C and Control V. And so over here we are saying email equal to this email, phone equal to this phone, and password equal to this password. And for which user we want to update those data. So over here we are going to say over here where we are going to say username equal to, we'll give two single quotation, and inside this single quotation over here if you go at the top, here you can see name equal to dollar underscore session username. We get the username inside this dollar name variable. So over here we are just going to say over here dollar name, and let's end it with a semicolon. Using this query we'll be able to update the email, phone, and the password, and the username will be stay same. And over here if you go to database, over here you can see we also have user type. We have two user type, admin type and student type. Obviously we will not let the student change the user type, so that's why we didn't mention user type over here. So after this we are going to say over here dollar result 2. Now why result 2? Because we already write result over here, so that's why we write result 2. So result 2 equal to, we'll say mysqli query to first bracket. So first we are going to say dollar data comma dollar sql. So this dollar data is we use this dollar data to connect this page to the database. Over here you can see dollar data equal to MySQL. I connect this one, and over here you can see SQL comma SQL. Okay, we already write SQL over here, so let me just say over here SQL2 and SQL2. So right now it's over here if let's say dollar result 2, it means if the query is successful, let's say echo let's say update success. So save it. Right now let's go back to our browser, then let's refresh over here. Okay, now let's just say the email, it will be Shakil let's say 1234@gmail.com, and let's say password will be 12345. So right now if I click on the submit button, here you can see over here at the top update success. If I just zoom in, let me just zoom in, so here you can see update success message over here. And if I just go to my database and if I just refresh, so over here let me just zoom in. Over here you can see email shakil1234@gmail.com and password 1234 and 5. So over here you can see the email is still like this. So if you just refresh, here you can see the email changed over here and the password as well. So let's just not show this message over here. So let me just say over here header, then we'll say inside it we are going to give two single quotation, then we are going to say over here location, this clone sign, and it will be here you can see our page name is student underscore profile. So let's just say student underscore profile dot php. So if you save it, let me just refresh, over here, and let's change the email as well again. Let's say email will be shakil@gmail.com, and let's just say password will be 12345 and 6. If I now click submit, so over here you can see it didn't show us the message. I think that's fine, but the password is changed and the email is changed over here, updated as well. So if we just refresh over here and let me zoom in, over here you can see email changed and password changed as well, and using this password we'll be able to log in as well. So let me just log out from here and let's try it for another user. So let me just check the username over here. Okay, yeah, here, and password 1234. So let's over here, yeah, here, and password 1234. Click login. So okay, we are currently logged in. If I click my profile, over here you can see the email, phone, and the password. So let's over here email, yeah, here 777@gmail.com. Click submit. Okay, you can see that the email is this and password is this. If we refresh over here, zoom in, so here you can see the email like this. So over here you can see the submit button. Let me just change, instead of submit, let's over here update. So let's go down, and here you can see this is the submit button. So here we are going to say hello, it will be update. Save, then refresh. Okay, now this is perfect. So in this tutorial we let the student update their profile. Now in the next tutorial we let the admin add the teacher and their details to the database. So thank you very much for watching, and if you have any problem or any question, then you can let me know in the comment section. I will try to give you a proper solution. So thanks for watching, and if this tutorial was helpful, then please like this video, comment below, share it with your friends, and if you want to appreciate me, then you can subscribe this channel. So thanks for watching, stay tuned and stay healthy.